Welcome back to the channel, everybody. If you don't know, my name's Andy. My wife is doing the recording. We've had some comments on our camper and what it is. It's kind of unusual. So we're going to do a little tour of this bad boy, all right? So this is a 1999 S&S camper. We've had it, how long now? Maybe
like September, October?
Yeah, 6-7 months.
Yeah, not
maybe a little
long.
more than that. And it's been a game changer for us. So we love it. We got it for $4,500. A lot of people don't like to talk about price, but we're pretty open about it. So it was $4,500. It has everything. We probably had to stick $500 into it. So it's been well worth it. So the truck is a 2014 Dodge Ram 6.4 liter V8. So people always ask, is it has enough power for our camper, and it hauls this thing. It's a 1-ton. It hauls this thing with no problem. We used to have a toy hauler before this, so I wanted the bigger gears, so it has the 410 gears in the back instead of, I believe it was 373. So it's a towing machine. So we have the camper on and we tow our trailer with our dirt bikes in it, and this thing 70 miles an hour down the freeway, you're doing good. So that's just a little bit of the truck. So anyway, here's the tour of the camper. I got all the doors opened up. We just have a single plain old lead battery, nothing fancy there. The guy that sold it to us, I'm gonna lock these as we go because it's so windy out. The guy that sold this to us had just put this battery in, so that's pretty cool. We have power jacks on all 4 corners, which is awesome. I mean, we just loaded it up today and it took us 20 minutes with the 2 of us. So Sarah directs me, I back into it, and it works awesome. City water connection, typical stuff. We're not gonna open that. I added this just to give it a little more support this way because those jacks were kind of pulling out a little bit, and I did some fresh bolts and secured them in there a little bit more, and then just added this just to give it strength this way. So yeah.
What is that, by the way?
Huh?
What is that, by the way?
This is just electrical conduit and 2 conduit clamps. So it's really cheap, gives it a little bit of support. It actually makes quite a bit of difference. I couldn't believe by the time we added that how when we lift this thing all the way up is just a lot more stable. So yeah, our power jacks back here is just a little opening that goes into the back of the truck. The weird thing is it's open right here. So we haven't done anything with that, but these 2x4s are what we put on our sawhorses that we set it down on. So we just slide them in there so they're out of the way. Right here we got a kind of, you could call it a basement, I guess. It's a big old drawer, fits hoses. We got gloves, knee pads. We put all of our, well, half of our levelers in here is generally all we need. So that works really slick. And right here is our sewer connection. It's kind of a pain to get in here with your hands, but you know, you got your 2 valves, the gray and the black tank, and I can't remember. I was going to look for you guys. Maybe I'll look and put it up on the screen. Ding! Because I can't remember what the sizes are. But one thing I like about it is when you close this, it's just so clean. You don't have your sewer stuff sticking out. But to each their own. Came with a brand new bent ladder. So we still got to fix that.
But it's still functional.
Yeah, it's still functional. I mean, I did some stuff on the roof and it held me, and I'm pretty heavy. So right here is where we control our jacks. This one's cracked a little bit. So you got this one controls that one, this one controls that one, and then the same up there. The 2 buttons control the other side. So it works really slick. Sarah comes back here, does her thing, I do my thing, we keep it level. And it works awesome. I mean, I couldn't imagine having a hand crank.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you can use a drill and stuff, but you're still working all the 4 corners. So
right,
that's awesome. We've only used this once or twice, so we're going to use it today, I think. Or we might just stand out in the breeze. I don't know. Yeah. But this opens up, and a nice big shower drops down. And right here is where we have our outdoor shower. As you can see, like, I'm 6'3", This is, a lot of times I can't even reach this. It's so high. So we just got a little suction cup deal here that I just suction cup right here, and then I put the shower head right there.
Yeah, the first time we used it, we had no idea that it had kind of like a leak in it, and it was spraying all over us out in the middle of the night.
And it was cold because that was in the winter.
Right.
So
we were tiptoeing, trying to reach the knobs. I was anyway.
So I replaced the valve here. That was leaking right from it was cracked here, and then we got a new sprayer and shower head and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna use that tonight because it's hot and it'll feel good.
Yes, it will.
And then this is just where like the water heater's here. That's like behind the shower actually, and all of our valves, and this is ductwork for heat, I believe. And so yeah, I mean, everything's pretty accessible here if you have any issues with any PEX or anything like that. So that's cool. Obviously a couple outlets.
Yep.
Power source. So we got that running up to the generator. And then last but not least, it's a dual tank, which is really nice. And what I like to do, just I know these tanks last us about 6 or so campgrounds. And so I always just use a marker just to mark it. Because, you know, when you take those big breaks in between, it's hard to remember how many times you went camping.
Right. And a couple of times our little gauge, this little green thing, has like stayed red. So
yeah, so
throws you off.
Yeah, so, and that's really the gist of the exterior, you know, typical lights, all that good stuff. So we'll walk around, we'll head in the inside, and then we'll talk about the inside and show it to you guys. So let's go check it out. Welcome to the inside. Here we go. So let's take these off. All right, so right here we just have our dinette set. If you watched our videos, you see Sarah just repainted all these. We painted them black just because we had some leftover stuff, and then we didn't really like the black because it gets so dusty out here. So she just painted these tan and gave them a little scuffed up mark, so it looks so much better. It looks so much bigger in here. We haven't camped in here since she's done those. So anyway, I'm going to shut up about that. So we added hooks. It's where we always put our hats. We got some storage up here. So this is all storage. This does fold down and lays down on these little pegs right here for a bed. Obviously we don't use that. It's just the two of us. So we do have a little bit of water damage right here, but I checked the roof and that was all good. So it was old. From there, we got our bathroom, wet bath. It's fairly good size. Works pretty good. Works really good for Sarah. She's a lot smaller than me, but
we added a new shower, a shower head and hose. Otherwise, that was basically it. And then a couple of shelves in there. And then these hooks to just help keep the doors shut and secure when we are driving. The magnets just weren't quite holding.
Yep. And then right here we have just some switches. We got a patio light, dinette light, and bath light. So that's nice.
We have a little bit of storage underneath the seat.
Yep, these flip up that can make a bed. A little bit of storage there, a little bit of storage there. Not much.
And then this table, we did cut that down.
Yep, that turns into a bed. Typical stuff.
Yep.
Couple cabinets here. We could put clothes in there, but it's just all of our stuff. We just throw a lot of junk in there.
Yeah, it all just fits in there super nicely.
Yeah.
And then we even have one down here too.
Yep.
That stores all of our soaps and cleaners and stuff like that.
All right, so then we just have our 3-burner oven, little oven. We actually use that a lot, and I'm really glad we have that.
We have a little storage
down there. I suppose it's a spice rack, but we just put random stuff in there.
Yeah, it's not enough to hold it.
We put a microwave in here. It was just going to be storage, but every now and then when you want to nuke something or have popcorn or whatever, storage up there, pots and pans and all kinds of goodies. Another storage up here. Put a little paper towel holder there that really comes in handy because it's easy to reach from here. And then we got our gauge right there with the monitor. Our tanks are empty, our fresh water's full. Obviously the generator's running, so it's charging right now. And then we got our pump, thermostat for our heat, obviously carbon monoxide detector. From there, we got, this is kind of cool, we got our little step up into the bed. This flips up. We haven't used it yet. Pulls out, adds a little bit of extra room if you're a chef. But we usually do, you know, we're usually pretty simple.
You got your electrical panel underneath there too?
Yep. Electrical panel with the breakers. Battery on, jacks on. We can shut those off for now. And then our water heater, you'd flip that on. Obviously, we don't need it right now. And then, you know, underneath is just typical stuff. Nothing to get too fancy about. We got our heat right here, which is nice. A couple of drawers. This one's really cool. We really like this. We put this on because this actually opens it and it gets really hard to pull on sometimes. So we just added that, just like the bathroom. And then we got our little storage area there. Refrigerator, make sure nothing falls because we haven't opened it yet. Wow, amazing. All right. So, I mean, it holds quite a bit of food, you know? So, yeah, pretty awesome.
There we've got our little pump down there, little access to our pump.
So yeah, this is the access to our pump, which actually did leak on us, and I replaced that. The cool thing is the S&S adds heat down here by the water. So if you're in cold climates, it heats that little area down there, which is pretty slick. And then these little doors just open up. And I put wood here, but that would go into the bed of the truck if you wanted to put stuff in there, but we never do. So I just put a piece of wood there to keep any kind of little critters or anything out. Obviously a sliding window. And our bed, I'm gonna have Sarah do the bed because she's smaller and it's easier for her to get up there. And it's really hot. So we didn't turn on the air conditioning because we don't want that noise when we're recording. So fire away.
Yeah, exactly. So we added this. It's just a little crate. It kind of stores all of our electronics and everything. And it doesn't slide around or anything. We do have a radio that is functional and works, but we don't really use it. We've got some nice closet space. Added a little shelf in here just to kind of give a little bit more capabilities instead of piling it all on top. And then Andy's already got a built-in shelf over here on his side. We've got a nice roof hatch that we can open up, you know, and allow some fresh breezes in here. We do have to fix this though a little bit because it's like bumping up against this trim piece and this isn't all the way up. But we've got some more hooks that we added back here, and we have some really nice storage compartments up here for clothes on both sides, and we've got ones up overhead of the bed. The lights do work. This had a hole in it, so we just added a nice little lovely sign, and we got more storage over here and over on this side too as well for clothes and whatnot. Lots of room though. Lots and lots of room. And it is a hot mofo in here. I mean, it's 100 degrees outside. Holy smoke. Well, that's the tour, everyone. We really hope you love our S&S camper just as much as we do, right? It's
been awesome.
Yes.
It's been a game changer. So if you didn't follow our channel, we had a toy hauler that we lived in for a while that we pulled behind, obviously. And then we got rid of that, and we had a little tent.
Yeah, that didn't work.
That we did one night, but we realized we loved the camping. We just didn't want the tent. It was a tent in the back of the truck, which was cool, but no, not going to get into that. And then we had a topper, like a hard shell topper that we camped out of quite a few times.
Right. But we just wanted a few more amenities. Yeah. We wanted the capability of showering, bathroom, kitchen.
Nah, well, everything.
Right.
You know, we wouldn't be out here today if we didn't have air conditioning because it's going to be over 100 degrees. So,
right.
And we were even debating on that. We were looking at pop-up ones with the canvas that we could just keep on the truck. But I'm really glad we went this route because if you are looking at the two, there's two things to really consider. The pop-up canvas ones, every time you want to go in and be like, oh, I just need to hop in there and fix something or whatever.
Take a break.
You have to pop it up, you know, and then you have to pull it down when you're done. So it's something to think about. And a lot of the doors are a lot smaller. They're, you know, they're this big. So you're hunching in every time you're going in and out.
Yeah, if you're a tall person, you probably don't want to pop up. But hey, to each their own.
To each their own. They both have their things. But for $4,500, you don't have to spend a fortune. That's the problem nowadays is you're looking at these new Lances and Bigfoots and they're $50,000, $60,000. And I mean, are they awesome? Yeah, but you know, just get into it cheap. See if you like it. If we didn't like this one, we could have turned around and sold it for $5,000 and not lost any money. But it's not going anywhere for a while. So
yeah, and it's kind of cool to have a camper that you don't see too many of. We went to the truck camper rally at Quartzsite, Arizona, and we only found one other like ours. So that was really special.
And now we're
very
friends.
Cool. Yeah.
Yep. And they actually have a channel too, the Beard, the Chick, and the Dude. So
yes,
they have a S&S Camper. Go follow them. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm glad you were asking about giving you a tour, and I hope it was detailed enough.
Hope it gives you some good ideas as to what you might want on your journey.
Exactly. Well, have a good one, guys. God bless America. We're going to get camping, and we'll see you on the next journey.